Hello, everyone. So today's topic is going to be understanding the SSL and TLS. What exactly the SSL is and what TLS is. So secure socket layer and transport layer security. These are the two names, very popular, and almost every people are consuming these services on daily basis humongously. So as you see, I have prepared this slide. So make sure that this is going to make a very appropriate understanding towards SSL and TLS, right? If you have really paid attention for next 10 to 15 minutes, I assure you that it is going to give you the guidance throughout without any suspense on understanding of TLS and SSL. So let's start. For the SSL and TLS, these are the cryptographic protocols designed to provide secure communication over a computer network, right? When I say computer network, you must have known, right, IP and TCP. So when you say the IP and TCP precisely works on binding the two endpoints to computers, right? That protocols. After that, when you're binding the two endpoints and protocols, then securing the channels, okay, that communication, that's where you need SSL and TLS. That's the basic understanding. After that, let's go into the history of SSL, Secure Socket Layer, when it is got developed in 1990, mid of 1990, precisely 1992. And in the year 1995, they have come up with the very first version called SSL 1.0. That was not very popular. It was not able to tackle all the vulnerabilities. So in the same year, they have attempted to launch SSL 2.0. Somehow it is not launched because of the inefficiency, but in the very same year, they have corrected the 1996 SSL 3.0. In the SSL 3.0, they have tried to capture number of nuances, right? One of the key benefits of SSL 3.0 in 1996 onwards was like it is going to have the certificate for websites that they help strengthen your data security. It is powered by cryptography. They secure connections between the browser and server while protecting the data in transmission. The level of encryption of data is so high and complex that even if a data breach occurs, the attackers will not be able to fully decrypt and understand data in its entirety. That's the benefit of SSL. So it is started evolving and people have started using it phenomenally. Now, if you see the without SSL certificate, all data being transferred to and from the website are open for the general public and to intercept and view. This would include sensitive information such as financial information, username and password, credit card number, social security numbers, and so on and so forth. Do you think attackers would let go such as an opportunity? Obviously not. Regardless of whatever it is, static website, blog, dynamic application, or an e-commerce website, installing SSL certificates is immensely beneficial. So since I was talking about the version in the history, so 1992, 1995, 1996, these are the major years for the SSL perspective. In 1992, company called Netscape, they have a stand up this company and they have launched and coined up the SSL. In 1995, twice, two versions got released. In 1996, the final version release, which has been adopted as a SSL 3.0. But if you see that, as a successor, TLS also came into the picture. What it was, name itself is calling successor. Means all the vulnerabilities which were not able to tackle in SSL, TLS was able to do, and that's what we are going to see in our next slide. So next slide is also talking about the history and the details like the successor of SSL providing enhanced security features. Now, data that is on the internet get passed, across various entities with a high chance of landing in the hand of attackers or other unintended third parties. Another crucial advantage of SSL is that it authenticates and affirms the identity of the parties involved. Then there are EV and OBSSL certificates categorization came. What is EV? Extended validation. And what is OV? Organizational validity. So extended validity and organizational validities SSL certificate conduct a thorough background check of the website ownership and affirm that user of the website identity through the public and private key system. It ensures that only legitimate users gain access to the data. Now, PCI DSS, right? PCI DSS mandates Uh, PCI DSS mandates that all website accepting payments must install SSL certificate, which is encrypted with protocol TLS 1.2 or beyond. That's the standard of PCI DSS. If your website accepts payments, then installation of SSL ensures you are PCI compliant. Okay, and most of the companies, if you see, or the infrastructure, they demand like SBI Bank, HDFC Bank, Citibank, all the payment gateways or the banking or financial transaction, they require these are the mandate PCI DSS compliant infrastructure. They do have a DFRA audits. They have a teaming exercises. These are the standards exercises in order to run the business, and in IT, the kind of security you got to maintain. Another important benefit of SSL certificate is that it helps secure websites and users from a range of attacks. It helps preventing eavesdropping, impersonations, data theft, identity theft, and man in the middle attacks as it is encrypts all data in transit. It reduces the risk of phishing attacks. It is very rare that fraudulent scam website created by attackers get an OV or EV SSL certificates. Even if hackers are successful in creating phishing websites that look and feel like a legitimate website, they will not have the visible sign of SSL protection, the organization name, etc. These are the major difference actually. If one has to identify whether this is the phishing website or the fake website, you can identify which is very visible, right? That SSL sign, SSL protection will not be there on their websites. That's the way to identify. Now, there are disadvantages as well for the SSL. What all those? Like while free SSL certificate are available into the market, they do not extend the level of security and encryption which is necessary. So in those cases, you must choose a certificate authority who has the infrastructure expertise and reputation to provide the highest level of protection while keeping up the industry best practices and rigors of compliance. This comes at a cost, and you have multiple domains and subdomains, then your cost is going to be increased. So while there are powerful benefits of SSL for the website, they are also not without vulnerabilities. The older SSL TLS protocols such as TLS 1.0, I told you when it got released, TLS 1.1 in 2008, right? So they have a range of vulnerabilities such as Pudel, Beast, Heartbleed, Crime, and so on. Websites with certificate using these older protocols are marked as insecure by browsers. SSL certificate have an expiry date that needs to be monitored and the certificate renewed for continued security. The process of monitoring and renewal of it can be very complex because each and every time you have to ensure that there is a dedicated person as an admin, there is an admin who is monitoring it. So the process of monitoring and renewal can be more complex in the absence of visibility. To address this disadvantage of SSL, we have a reputed providers like Interest from the interface of a state-of-the-art certificate management system, CMS, certificate management system to manage SSL effortlessly and effectively with a cohesive dashboard, full visibility, and real-time insights. So these are the ways to tackle the rigorous exercises. Now, if you see the history back again, connecting from my previous slide, transition to TLS and how TLS works. So transition to TLS and how TLS works from SSL to TLS. If you see, SSL came into the picture in 1992. They have coined a very first version in 1995. Then 1996, SSL 3.0 was into the market. In 1998, TLS has released the very first version called 1.0. And 1.1 came in 2002. 1.2 came in 2008 and 1.3, which is the latest version, is available in 2018 onwards. So SSL had several security vulnerabilities. We all know. TLS was developed to address these issues. TLS 1.0 in 1999 based on SSL 3.0 with significant security enhancement. Good to remember. It will give you the good background. Then subsequent versions like TLS 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, right? Offering improved security and performance. And how this complete, I mean, how TLS works, let's understand. Let's say from the client, somebody is trying facebook.com. So client says hello, means he's typing. Client initiate a connection to connect on that website URL, specifying supported protocol and cryptographic algorithm. Then server side, what happens? It also says hello, like server responds, selecting the protocol and algorithm. Now, certificate get exchanged. Server send its digital certificate to the client for authentication, and the same way, key exchange also happens. Like client and servers generate and exchange key to establish a secure session. Now, secure communication happens. When this establishment happened, there is a secure communication of data transfer occurs using the established secure channel. Now, symmetric encryption is something where fast and efficient data encryption during the session. Asymmetric encryption like secure key exchange and authentication. And then hash function, which is nothing but the ensure data integrity. So this is how the TLS works. Now let's identify the key differences between the SSL and TLS. Secure socket layer, transport layer security. These 3.0 and TLS 1.0, which is lump sum in 2 years gap, like SSL 3.0 got released in 1998 and TLS got released in 1999. So but these both are not interoperable. Okay, TLS offers more robust encryption algorithm and security measures. Obviously, that's the reason we are saying is successor. TLS provides better protection against man-in-the-middle attack. And then it has improved message authentication codes like MAX and pseudo-random functions. Pseudo-random functions. There's a difference between random functions and pseudo-random function. This is a topic you to understand. And if any questions, you can feel free to comment in the comment section. So PRF, there is a PRFG as well. Now, ways to implement the SSL and TLS. In the very short, I have tried to put attempt. Choose a certificate authority, CA, such as Let's Encrypt, DigiCert, or Comodo. Generate a certificate signing request, CSR, and submit it to the CA. Now, installing the certificate, how to install? Configure the web server like Apache and Nginx, whatever the servers you have to use the SSL and TLS certificate. Then configuration best practices would be again same. Use strong CIFO suits, enable HTTP strict transport security, HSTS, and then regularly update and renew your certificate. These are the simple steps, not very rigorous. Now, let's come to summarize this. Into the summary, I would say that SSL and TLS are very essential for securing your data transmission over the internet. Then TLS, as the more secure successor to SSL, should be the protocol of choice. Then continuous evolution of TLS to address emerging security threats and then importance of staying updated with the latest security protocol and best practices. That's all I had for this video. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon for next topic. Thank you so much.